This book is called 10 Little Rubber Ducks by Eric Carle, and it's based on a true story. Chuckity-chuckity-chuck goes the rubber duck machine. Out pop little yellow rubber ducks, one after the other, one after the other. The little rubber ducks are painted, bills red, eyes blue. Then they are packed, 10 to a box, and off they go. To be loaded onto a cargo ship. "Hello," calls the captain. The captain and his cargo ship are taking the little rubber ducks across the wide sea to faraway countries, Suddenly a storm churns the water into big waves. A strong wind whistles across the sea, A big wave lifts up one of the boxes and throws it into the water. The box opens and 10 little rubber ducks fall out. 10 rubber ducks overboard, shouts the captain. 10 rubber ducks overboard. After some time, the storm calms down. The 10 little rubber ducks bob into the big wide sea. As far as one can see, only water and sky, water and sky. The 10 little rubber ducks begin to drift apart. The first little rubber duck drifts west. A dolphin jumps over it. The second little rubber duck drifts east. A seal barks at it. The third little rubber duck drifts north. A polar bear growls at it. The fourth little rubber duck drifts south. A flamingo stares at it. The fifth little rubber duck drifts to the left. A pelican chatters at it. The sixth little rubber duck drifts to the right. A turtle glides past it. The seventh little rubber duck drifts up, and an octopus blinks at it. The eighth little rubber duck drifts down. A seagull screeches at it. The ninth little rubber duck drifts this way. A whale sings to it. The 10th little rubber duck drifts that way, bobbing and floating on the big wide sea. The sun is setting. It's getting dark. As far as one can see, only earth and water and sky, water and sky. The next morning, the 10th little rubber duck meets a mother duck and her ducklings. "Quack," says the mother duck. "Quack, quack, quack," say the ducklings. At the end of the day, the sun sets again. It's getting dark. The mother duck and her ducklings swim toward their nest. The little rubber duck floats along with them. "Good night," says the moon. "Quack," says the mother duck. "Quack, quack, quack," say the ducklings. "Squeak," says the little rubber duck. The end. This book is called Duck by Meg McKinley and illustrated by Nathaniel Ekstrom. It was a quiet afternoon on the farm. The horse was swishing his tail, and the cow was chewing her cud. The pig was wallowing in the mud, and the sheep was sheeping on the grass. It was a quiet afternoon on the farm when suddenly, "Duck!" "Duck?" the horse snorted. "No, no, you're mistaken, my friend. You are a duck. I am a horse. You see, you are small and waddly, and I am noble and tall. I look nothing like a duck." "Duck?" the cow frowned. "Don't be ridiculous. You are a duck, and he is a horse, and I am a cow. You see, you have funny webbed feet, and I have these fine cloven hooves. I have no idea why you would call me a duck." "Duck?" the pig squealed. Please, you are a duck and he is a horse and she is a cow and I am a pig. You see, you have a pokey little beak and I have a fine pink snout. Why on earth would you think that I am a duck? Duck? The sheep scoffed. Are you listening? You are a duck and he is a horse and she is a cow and he is a pig and I am a sheep. You see, you have a fluffy little feathers and I have a fine woolly coat. I have absolutely nothing in common with a, I said duck! Now listen, you need to stop this nonsense right now. You have to understand that everyone is different. Some are ducks and some are not. But in fact, most are not. That's just how the world is. Imagine how boring it would be if everyone were a duck. But stop, not one more word. You are the rudest duck we have ever met. You can't just run around yelling your name. You can't just run around shouting, oh, you're quite right, quite right. I do apologize. I never should have said duck. I should have said, run! The farm was in Kansas, and it was a tornado. The end. Webster J. Duck by Martin Waddell and illustrated by David Parkins. There was once a duck egg hidden away in the reeds by the bank of a lake. In the duck egg was wee Webster J. Duck, all folded up so he'd fit in the egg. Webster stirred in the egg. He tapped the eggshell with his beak, and crack, the shell broke. Out of the egg came wee Webster J. Duck. Webster J. Duck stood on the bits of shells he had broken. Where is my mother? Webster thought. I must have a mother, because all baby ducks do. Webster went quack, 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 calling his mother, but his mother didn't come. So Webster J. Duck set off to find her. Webster met a duck with a waggly tail down by the side of the lake. Quack, quack, asked Webster J. Duck. Bow wow, went the duck with the waggly tail. You're not my mother, Webster thought. My mother would go quack, quack like me. Next, Webster met a big woolly duck. Quack, quack, asked Webster J. Duck. Baa, baa, went the big woolly duck. You're not my mother, Webster thought. My mother would quack, quack like me. Then Webster met a bigger, big duck with big ears and an udder. Quack, quack, asked Webster J. Duck. Moo, moo, went the bigger, big duck. You're not my mother, Webster thought. My mother would go quack, quack like me. Webster J. Duck sat down and cried by the edge of the lake. His little duck feathers were shiny with tiny duck tears. Quack, 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 sobbed Webster. Bow wow, barked the duck with the waggly tail. Baa, baa, bawed the big woolly duck. Moo, 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 mooed the big duck. They were trying to help by calling his mother. But the bow wows and the baws and the moos scared Webster J. Duck. He hid his little duck head under his wing, and he quivered and shivered and shook, and he went quack, quack, all alone. And then someone answered, quack, quack, just like Webster's quack, but a little bit louder. Quack, 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 and right through the reeds came Mother Duck. And Webster swam off with his mother. The end.